What's up, everyone? Welcome back. I'm in the shop. Corey's up here today. Moving forward on the Polo. In the last video I talked about, kind of blew a little bit of smoke about possibly working with Rotiform on this project. And although that's looking like that may be coming to pass, I'm in the process of trying to get the wheel specs just right before I get them over to Jason and hopefully get some wheels made in time. I don't want to give it out now because I'm not sure if things will change in the next day or two, but I think I'm going not quite small wheel big lip and not quite big wheel no lip. I think I'm finding a happy medium. Corey's laughing. I think I will go big lip though, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 15s, right? And if any of you have seen or even own 2F Polo Coupes or Polos in general, the facelift Mark II Polos on 15s, if they're super low, you'll tell that like you can poke those wheels a little bit or sit flush and the car still looks low. If they're not too big to lift the car, if you're not tucking. And I think I'm gonna go 15s, only because for the time that I have between now and Alpine Volks Fair, I can work with Rotiform on a 15-inch two-piece welded wheel in the widths that I want, in the specs that I want, in the time that I have. So I'm thinking 15s. I'm thinking 15 by 7 up front. Oh no, I'm thinking 8s, aren't I? I already forgot. We've been pulling a lot of measurements. I'm thinking 15 by 8 all the way around with a higher offset in the front, lower offset in the rear. And you may have already been able to tell. If you follow me on Instagram, I posted a teaser photo already. But Corey's got a set of 14 by 8 RSL Cults from Germany. And he's been trying to sell them. So first of all, if you want a 4x100 set of really cool wheels, hit me up and I'll move you on to Corey because they are for sale. Yeah. But test fitting them, at least unless you've changed your mind. You trying to put them on your Rabbit?
I don't know.
They might be for sale.
It's like, yeah, everything's for sale kind of thing.
Yeah, yep. So we've test fit him on the car. Now he's got a 195/45 on the rear, and that's a little meaty tire. So the fronts, even though they're a square set, they're 14 by 8 all around, high offset and low offset. Without a tire on it, has been easier to kind of gauge exactly what I need for a wheel offset. But it's allowed me to have an 8-inch wide wheel tucked up under there to gauge what I need for a 15. But seeing these 14s on the car is the exact look I want. It's the exact look I want. But the problem is 14-inch rubber. 155/55 is the smallest 14-inch tire for width and sidewall combination that you can get in a 14-inch here in the States. 15s, we have access to 165/45 and 165/50. So when you're going 8-inch wide, that's a good stretch, but a small tire if you want overall diameter to stay low. So that's the problem. I'd buy these wheels off Corey, or at least just run them on the car with 155/55s. But the front's a little bit too aggressive for a tire of that size sidewall to go as low as I want. So looking like we're going to go 15s. But seeing the car on these RSLs definitely gives me the vision for a small wheel look. So my good friend Steve swung by yesterday. Steve is a seasoned mini truck builder and has done a full few size trucks. Phenomenal fabricator, but works in body work. And I'll use the word phenomenal again, phenomenal body man. Paint work, body work, does it all. And he's done some work for me on my BMW 7 Series. So he swung by yesterday to take a look at the Polo. And what I want to do is I want to change my bumpers to the G40 bumpers. Anyone who's knowledgeable about the 2F Polos may correct me on this, but a lot of the G40 supercharged Polos that I've seen, the facelift 2Fs, from this body line in the bumper down were paint matched to the car, giving the illusion of a small bumper car with a valance, right? This car is just all black textured plastic, and against the paint of the car, it looks unfinished. It looks like a repop bumper, or just looks super cheap. So for continuity's sake, when you look at the side of the car, you've got paint, textured plastic bump strip, or door trim, and then paint again underneath that door trim. So for continuity's sake, going around the car, what I want is paint, textured plastic, paint, textured plastic, paint. on the front and the rear, which I think we all agree.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Will look far better than just the black textured plastic bumpers. So we're gonna pull the bumpers now. Today's agenda is just basically to finish getting wheel specs sorted. So tomorrow I can get the wheel specs to Jason at Rotiform and we're done, and we can hopefully go to production with wheels and we can figure something out. But also pull the bumpers so Steve can pick the bumpers up, come by with a camera and get pretty close paint numbers and get the lower part of the bumpers painted. I'd want to go up to the dealership he works at when he paints them so I can kind of show you guys him working. That way every little piece of the Polo coming together is documented. But that's what we're doing now, pulling bumpers. I'm still trying to configure like how suspension is going to come together in the front. And yeah. And it's afternoon coffee time already. I feel like we haven't done anything. For sure, because this rear bumper is just nothing but plastic and nothing but crumple zone in the back. This is not federal government of the United States approved by any means. But yeah, we got the bumpers off. Steve's actually on his way down right now. Steve only lives a few miles up the road, so Steve's showing up to grab the bumpers, and at some point this upcoming week he'll be by with a camera to get a good reading on the paint. And oh, I'm so excited. I feel like I hadn't thought about it until now that this car could actually have the lower painted bumpers and look like a G40. Makes all the difference in the world. Now, obviously, these are the block-off plates for the fog lights. The G40s and other higher option Polos had fog lights, but this one does not. But it'll look great with that paint match lowers.
Then I got there because of the sun. I'm like, oh my god, the color's amazing. It's like almost like the pearl comes right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was happy because I thought it was just like a plain old white.
That'll always give you a paint sample.
Shine up all the plastic.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Yeah. I'm gonna use that like back to black, like plastic restore. Any other trade secrets that you've worked with on that stuff?
On what?
That type of black textured plastic to bring that back?
We just use like silicone stuff.
Yeah.
We used to have stuff from Crest that was called Trim Care. That worked really well.
Trim care? Yeah. It would kind of restore that stuff, kind of make it look black.
Yeah, it looked pretty good, but it wasn't silicone based, so it wasn't like that super shiny because we could use in the body shop. So.
Right.
But it brought it back. Just it didn't have that shine like on the wall or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it just made it look black again.
Yeah.
Like it should. Don't fall.
Thank you so much, man. This is gonna be awesome. I'm super excited about this. I think it's gonna.
See what the color comes up with tomorrow.
Like everything is
So cool.
Oh, so rad.
and then
Slides back.
this is the best. Everything is serviceable.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's nice.
Yeah, I mean, on a utility bed like this, I forget that you've got all the options for management location.
Dude, when we came home, I bought a ton of stuff at the swap meet down in Daytona. I just
Yep.
threw it all in the back of this truck,
Oh,
put it on the trailer, and
It's
we were partying.
amazing. Yeah, that's the best thing about utility boxes. Where'd the truck come from originally?
So it was
Because it looks solid.
It was an original California truck. Guy owned it throughout, and then these guys from Maine found it for sale, and a guy and his dad flew out and then drove it home from California to Maine.
Wow.
And then they tinkered on it for a couple years, didn't really do much with it. And then a guy I know bought it off them and literally drove it down and brought it to me.
Yep. Wow.
Like I still have the California plates from '72.
So are they black? Are they black plates?
blue-
oh,
blue and
okay.
yellow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that extension one isn't closed all the way either.
Nah, I just smash it. That's the best part about this shit. It doesn't.
Yeah.
And that's why I hope paint really never comes back, because it's so cool just to be able to.
The
like,
patina is
and you can
so
just tell
perfect.
like you can park it anywhere, and if you bump into it, you're like, yeah. Like the strip below the gas door or the gas tank
Yep.
where the paint came off. In Florida, I was talking to her, not paying attention, topped it off. Fuel came out, and I wiped it off, and the blue paint came right off. I'm like,
Yep.
oh, well, just
Yep.
a little more patina, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Hear that. We'll see you guys.
See you guys. Yeah, so we got the bumpers off. Steve came by, scooped up the bumpers. I gave him the gas door to take with him so he can get a good paint reading off of that. And he's got the code as well, so he'll correlate between the two. Talk to him a little bit about a few other imperfections in the car, just to kind of get his take on what he would do. There's a pretty good gouge here on the driver's side, and there are some dents that are involved with it, but it's right down through the primer to bare metal, and it's too bad. So rather than paint the whole side of the car, when he mixes up paint to paint the bumpers, he's gonna bring some by that I can just touch that up with. So it'll be better than what it is now. But I'm not gonna go down the rabbit hole of painting that quarter, and then the door, and then the front fender, and now we're just painting the whole car. But super grateful to Steve for all his help. Yeah, I think the car will look great with the lowers of the bumper painted. I think it's gonna change the entire look of the car for the better, for sure. Got specs on the wheels solidified. Got to get with Jason tomorrow at Rotiform, try to get something going there. Time is ticking, so the fact that he's even willing to like take this project on with me with the time allowed is awesome. So super grateful for that. Hopefully we can figure something out, get some wheels coming. And yeah, next episode will be more than likely some more logistical stuff on the Polo, just getting like airline run, maybe pulling the interior out and getting the 3P harness run. I'll talk to you guys a little bit about my idea for the controller mount I want to do. It's going to be very similar to what I did in the 700, because what I did in the 700 was emulating a Blaupunkt electronic radio equalizer controller that is in Ross's pre-facelift Mark II Polo. It was an OEM plus like dealership added thing back in the 80s and 90s. And it's on a stand by the shifter, and I've loved that so much. So I emulated that look for the 3P controller, 3H controller in the Lada, and the 3P controller in the 700. So now that I've got a Polo that is literally the car that I saw that in for the first time, I'm gonna do that once again, number 3. But this car will end up in one of your guys' hands, so you'll be able to kind of have like an OEM plus kind of feeling stand next to the shifter, but instead of controlling the EQ for the radio, it'll control the air suspension in the car. So that's my plan there, but I'll talk more about that when I get to the interior of the car. This is just a quick short video. Corey came up for the day. We're gonna go record a podcast now, and actually we're gonna talk about the Polo. We're gonna talk about everything that's going on in a long-winded format, and probably just talk about random stuff like we always do. Thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned for more content on the Polo Coupe.